Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat. Welcome back to an overview of all the event Easter eggs which we might have missed during the event. There's actually some really good ones in here from up-and-coming collabs and so much more. Let's jump in, and as the event starts, we're going to break everything down as we do go through this event in real time. So it's a little bit shorter. I've cut it basically throughout all the middle section because it was kind of a lot of stuff going on, and picked out the main Easter eggs. If you played it, you know what I mean. If you're new around here, tap that subscribe. Here we go. So as the event does start, you go straight into a cutscene. This is where we start out inside of the Reality Street area, which has been reinforced by the loopers currently on the island. The loopers then prepare themselves to fight against the Herald, who comes in one of her tornadoes. The chrome is already spreading and covering the island. This is really important to know for the storyline, because this is kind of the storyline scene here. We see everything going on. All the loopers hold their ground. The huge big tornado comes down, and the loopers are ready to go. Then we see the arrival of the Herald, just flooding the island with chrome, and she decides this is the final area to take. Let's destroy the island, the current island we've got. And she walks in on this really cool scene here on this platform. I love this. All the loopers are stood here spraying down the Herald, missing a bunch of shots. Herald's just taking the damage, turning it straight to chrome. And then eventually, it looks like the loopers do decide to up their game a little bit. Herald takes a little bit of damage, and the loopers upgrade right now with a huge rocket. Rocket comes in for Herald. She grabs it, turns it to chrome, and luckily, the loopers have more rockets and finish her off just like that. So Herald goes down right there. But because she's made of chrome, she can just appear anywhere, which is super strange, but that's, I guess, what Herald does. And then Herald summons in this giant version of Herald, very similar to Galactus. If you guys remember the Galactus event with Galactus, we call him Galactus here on the channel just because of a meme, but you know, he did the same thing here. He got his hand and went for a swipe. This is exactly what the Herald does right here. Goes for a Galactus swipe. Very similar technique, but rather than actually hitting the targets, she leaks chrome onto them, which is really neat. And obviously the chrome infects the targets here, takes them out, eliminates them, and this is the final section of the island to be destroyed. And when this does happen, I'm not too sure what's happening to the 0 point at this point. It kind of cuts to this scene and then suddenly zooms out of the island, and there we have like a preview of everything just turned to chrome, and the chrome just kind of blows up and leaves the 0 point in the open, which is kind of like her attempt to destroy the 0 point. I'm surprised we didn't go into the in-between. That was my prediction with my original thumbnail, but we didn't. And eventually we just get kind of like a blackout cutscene like that, and that's where we go. I just want to re-mention here that the ice moon is up there at the top right, and you could probably spot Astro World in the background of one of them stars as well. Surely one of them has to be the Astro World, but also the ice moon. That's probably the most crucial thing to mention there on that right side. Very important for the storyline. We know the Ice King's currently there. We know that Paradigm went there after the Season 9 event, so it's a really important thing for the storyline. Don't forget, if you're enjoying today's video and want to support me as soon as the season goes live, pop in code POST before you buy that Battle Pass. Hashtag Epic Games Partner. Thank you for your support. It's still here to the 0 point, by the way, guys. It's just faded into darkness. So the 0 point's still here. It hasn't gone at this point. The island's been destroyed, though, by the chrome. It's too powerful, the chrome. But it looks like the 0 point still is strong enough to withstand the chrome, but it leaves it open. So there is nothing available. This is like the pre-time before Geno. However, for some reason, Paradigm's reality still exists, and you can see she goes for a stats report, reporting in. For those that know the storyline, Geno at this point would have found the 0 point. That's what happens in the storyline after the Big Bang. He's the first person to find it. But what's happening here is Paradise is going to be the first person to find it for the new find, the first like kind of new find type thing, like the second time it's been found, without no one controlling it, because the Herald destroyed everyone controlling it, including IO. So you can see here, this is taking place, and this is all grabbing all the different substances that are kind of exploded from the island and still remain, and it's pulling together the pieces of the island which have exploded in the chrome attack, which technically mean they would still have chrome in them, unless it's been, well, it can't have been thousands of years, because we would have been not here, and we're technically now outside the loop. Like, we are not in the loop anymore right now. We are in a new realm, reality 0, but no loops happening because IO aren't here. Who's controlling the loop now? Unless Geno's got some sort of crazy spell on us that we're not too sure. And then we go into the 0 point and we flash a few kind of seconds ahead, or months or weeks, I don't know what this is, but we flash ahead to where the 0 point has built this island now, and it's starting to try and rebuild itself, which is kind of neat. And then here is where we kind of start to pick out some of the more Easter eggs on this island. We can collect these orbs, and you have flashbacks. There are a few different flashbacks, which are just kind of Easter eggs for us to keep us kind of busy while we're collecting these orbs. kind of a weird event. I wasn't a huge fan of the collecting side. It didn't need to be as long, but it was pretty cool to find these Easter eggs. We saw flashbacks to everything relating to the mech right there, and there are other flashbacks as well, which will reward you with these. Also, this telescope was the best and most important one. Inside of here, you could spot the henchmen on one of these islands. Unfortunately, in my game, I don't actually identify them. All I need to do is simply look up and it's on one of these islands, but I don't zoom in. So, unfortunately, I couldn't identify which island it was. But there has been screenshots going around coming in from my Discord here. You can see one from Crytek and also Adam as well from PlayStation Grenade. He posted one as well. So 2 good spots of the henchmen with this telescope. They are still in the game, which is neat. And also Crackshot's cabin was there as well, Steamy Stacks and stuff like that. So yeah, henchmen have been spotted. Another flashback, which was the next flashback to be added, was a reference to the rocket. So every event which has included a rocket before had a little flashback here. We had the original one from Season 4, Chapter 1. Then we also had Chapter 1, Season X in this reference over here. So some really cool references to the OG rocket inside of Fortnite referenced on this one here. And this is all kind of references from the original islands, like memories from it, which have been kind of lost and disturbed with the kind of disappearance of the 0 point. And here we find a cube. This is the first time I've seen a cube in a long time. It looks like it's frozen in outer space. So it's actually an element of the cube, and this gives us a reference to all of the original cube stuff which happened back in the day as well. You can see that's taking place here. Lots of different cube stuff, which was really cool as well. Now, as we continue to collect the different stuff, you can see we're activating flashbacks, and more flashbacks do start to appear. The next one was a reference to the UFO event, which obviously was the Operation Skyfire, where we saw a reference to the UFOs and cubes, and then also the following season as well with the flipping island of that Chapter 2 to Season 3, which was pretty neat. That was awesome. And then we just continue to collect stuff, and we actually meet one of the most unique NPCs on the island, the Black Knight NPC, never meeting an NPC before, and he asked you to strike him with the strongest weapon. Now, I couldn't find a weapon or anything. Did any of you guys stumble across a weapon on here? Because I didn't. I thought maybe you got to hit him with a snowball. Apparently that wasn't it. My Discord did try that. And also a fishing rod wasn't it either. And I couldn't find any other weapons on this section of the island at all. So I just gave up with that. Unless you got to hit him with a tire or something, or a beach ball, I'm not too sure. Also, another thing to note as well, if you didn't collect any of the orbs, here you can see we are well into this, and you collect your first orb later on. Thanks shout out to my little bro for filming this one. You can see everything happened here a bit late. All the timing coming late, like the talking lines, they were well late because you only just collected an orb at this point in time. But obviously that wasn't the case for the actual time. As soon as you click the first orb, that note does play. There was a changing booth added as well, which forces you to change to the IO skin. I think this is a reference for later on in the video, where the changing booth does make another appearance in the trailer to reference they might be coming back as disguises in the future. Because it was kind of weird having it so you only change to the IO guard. If you go in here, you only become IO guard regardless, which was kind of cool, but also a bit weird. I wasn't too sure why it was chosen as IO guard, but it was for some reason, which I guess that's just what we have to deal with. And I hope that next season does implement more NPCs and changing booth stuff, because that would be awesome. Fish Ranger, I was about to say there, but Bush Ranger is chilling, and that's where you can buy the beach ball, which you can see gameplay of it here now. The beach ball itself had some really cool abilities, allowing you to adjust the amount you could bounce. Here, for some reason, I really went really high. I was not too sure how I ended up going this high, but somehow I did. I think I bounced off a tire or something, and it was super awesome. But obviously there was the option to buy tire and grappler as well. But if you were AFK, like my little bro did, you'll know that you won't actually have enough to actually spend to buy these items. You'll never ever get to experience them. But I guess that's why the beach ball was the first one to buy, just so you could get it, and it was the cheapest to try out the new item. But it was kind of cool. Tire itself was useless in my opinion. I think the tire really didn't have much like options. I guess you could jump on it, and you could also fishing rod other players, so you could get trolled during the event if they didn't turn that off. All right, next one we've got, this is a weird one. This is a storyline one. So this thing gets pulled in, which is Chrome. Yes, this is a Chrome one. This one now being pulled in is Chrome. We're going to go and visit it to show you guys that it's Chrome to prove it. This is weird for the story. I don't know what's going on here. So if you go up here, you can see there's loads of Chrome up here. There's like bits of Chrome, and then especially when you get higher up, let's climb a little bit higher, you actually start to see the Chrome pentagon structures. I think it is the pentagons, the 5 edges pentagon, is it? I think that's what it is. But yeah, you can see them here, the little 5 edges shape, whatever they're called. I think they are 5 edges anyway. I don't have time to look at them, but there they are, the little Chrome things, and lots of Chrome up here. So Chrome's back. Technically, Chrome's not gone anywhere. Herald's still here. The Chrome's here. So what's going on there? I don't know. But then eventually Paradigm starts saying, you know, we'll see you on the other side. La la la. It's been an honor. She gets ready to go and gets her event stuff ready to go. And this is the question that I want to ask. Does this centerpiece that we've got here that she's sucked in all these little islands from come with us, or does it get destroyed? Because obviously, technically it needs to be destroyed because of the chrome. Like, you can't take this chrome with us, otherwise we're going to have the same situation we just had. Even, you know, Herald might be, I guess maybe Herald's like the leader of chrome, I don't know, they didn't give us enough information on Herald. But technically the chrome would still be with us and could spread on the new island if they don't actually deal with it. So here we go, we can see what happens. Let's take a little look at this and see if we can kind of work out, does this island actually come with us or not during this scene. So you can see we get lifted up, the 0 point's doing its little pulsing thing that it does, getting ready to go. Starts grabbing some other, so it looks like it's grabbing other kind of areas from different realities that already exist. That's what the 0 point looks like it's doing here, including the area it's already got here in the center. Then obviously it connects to other realities around the world, and we see that in this scene here with Paradigm. So Paradigm's here just kind of like knowing how the 0 point's gonna, I don't know what she's doing, how she's controlling it or anything. Does a little kind of Game of Thrones move here, lifts it up, and the fight's on now, and we've got to obviously fight. And she connects to it, sucks it in, and kind of goes, you know what, I'll come with it as well. Somehow she stays in the gravitational field of this. I don't know, it's some sort of crazy spell or something she has. Really weird stuff going on here. Goes in a little bit of hyperspeed and arrives at the location. And I'm going to slow it down here and just mute the sound just because it sounds awful slowed down. Because this is where we can pick up on a few Easter eggs for you guys. Obviously, it's quite important to show the Easter eggs off here. The first Easter egg that we do see on the right is the Doom skin, with obviously one of the creatures from Doom by the looks of it. We also see the guy from The Witcher, which is really awesome, Geralt I think it is. And obviously the fork knife truck there and a new pickaxe there flying by. Some other stuff in the back, some dinosaurs and stuff. On the right, a new guitar. That's a new pickaxe there as well, which I believe, I'm going to pause it here. That pickaxe apparently relates to this geezer you can see on screen right now, which is actually from a anime show called My Hero Academia. All Might, the character's called. So yeah, could be a reference to that. If you like that, I think it's in season 6, and you guys will probably like it if you know about it. So obviously the 0 point pulls in more areas from different realities, new stuff. Castle there gets pulled in and stuff. Looks pretty cool. Keep an eye out for Chrome, obviously, because Chrome could still be in that centerpiece there, which is getting sucked in. There's also a changing booth in the background, which could hint the changing booths are back. Also Hulk, a reference there. We also got changing booths in the event, which could hint that they're back in the game as disguises, which would be cool. Got Motel there. Obviously Lucky Landing in the background as well. Some two skins chasing each other around. I'm not too sure who they are. And then we do get Mr. Beast fly in. Obviously grab that Beast Burger on that Batbling or whatever. It probably is going to be a reference to the Beast Burger. Pretty cool collab there. Hopefully we do see him doing some actual Fortnite content as well. And obviously we see the 0 point sucking more things into the island. Funnily enough, this was actually my theory in my video the other day. You could go back to it, my event prediction video, that the water would be in space and it would go off the end, and it looks like I'm right. And there we have the island. There is our Fortnite island. It'd be cool if you can actually go to the edge of the island, but I don't know if we will be able to. Be interesting to see what this looks like in game, how the lighting looks, how it's going to look in space, and how it's going to play. Are we in the loop or are we not? We know that Geno's here as well. It's going to be interesting because this is the new storyline. What is going on here? Who controls this? Is it a loop? Is it an actual battle? Is it a training ground? Oh, it's about to get interesting. Originally, they tried explaining that Fortnite loopers were all because of being in the loop controlled by IO. But technically, IO is non-existent here unless Geno has already set up a new loop in this new section. Or how has Geno even got here? How is all this formed? How has this happened? The storyline has lots of questions to answers, and fingers crossed we do get them answers in the Chapter 4 trailer for its release, but we don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know and keep you guys updated on the storyline. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and this is Postbox Pat, signing out.